Hey, what's up, my guys? So today was the day of the T1 Worlds box, and it went about as I expected. We had probably well over a million people fighting for 10,000 boxes, and this is English, so this is going to be USA. It's going to be EU. I believe I don't even know if Australia was able to go for this raffle. Um, we just had a lot of people fighting over such a small supply, and I mean, it is by far one of the best products I've ever seen. Um, when it comes to a collector's item in any TCG. It's an amazing box, so congrats to anyone that won. Unfortunately, I was not, and none of my friends were. I might have tried to buy one off of them, but um, you know, I hope some of you did. I have enough of you guys in here. Please write down in the comments if you did. Also, for everyone, please subscribe. Where I'm working my way up to 1,000 now. We're actually doing some pretty great movement on that, and I appreciate all the love. So, yeah, for you guys, how do you feel about um, this this contest slash raffle? How do you feel it went? I kind of knew it was going to leave a sour taste in people's mouths after today, just because the odds of someone winning was sub 1% chance. So it went as I expected, and we're going to jump into that real quick. We'll just talk about it. Some of the sold listings, it's higher than I wanted. I'm not going to sit here and say I'm happy about this. I know a lot of people aren't. This is higher than I expected it to be, but honestly, if this is the level of demand we get for such a premium item, then this is the price it's going to be, and that's just the way it is. Tomorrow we do have another raffle coming up for the ones that weren't purchased. So Godspeed, we all win on that one, but I'm taking a step back and looking at my reality, and maybe this is too much for me. Some of these also people noticed were scams, and if you look at the description of what you're actually buying, it's not the box, but it seems as though we're in the $7,000 price range for a lot of these. So uh, I think it might be a little overpriced right now. I think when these start getting in hand, I think they're going to go down. But honestly, it's a premium item, and this is just the price point we're going to expect for such a low population of something like this. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is, and there's not much I can really say about that. So, otherwise, let's go through the other boxes that we got. So, we have the World's 2025 box. So, this is the one that you had to pre-order last year. I think it was even before World. So, we'll start there. I have all my notes here for you guys about going through all of them, but we'll click through them as we go. We have the world. We have a new price point now where it was selling in this spiked all the way up to the $1,200 range. Well, just got, I don't want to say bought out recently, but it's just been slowly being chipped away at the amount of demand there. And now we're sitting up at almost 1,300. The market price hasn't even adjusted to it. So our new market price is about 1,300. And if you're wondering, yeah, we have a sale right up there. So this is what we are going to be expecting for a name like this. And once again, more eyes on that because more people are entering. It's not shocking. And then we go look at World's Teemo. It's 2,225. So not quite a double, but it's a good margin up there. And if we click to see, I don't think I recorded the pop report on this one, but it's not horrible. That's about 80, maybe below 80%. So it's still shot in the dark with something like that. I mean, it's a box where it gets jostled around if it's not seated properly in there. So just know it's not a guaranteed, but yeah, you have pretty good odds on that one. So yeah, your return if you were to grade it now, obviously take off like $80 for the grading fees and everything. But yeah, you're well in the money if you decide to want to go and rip this one. Next we have up is the Lunar Revel. So we'll pop over to that. Lunar Revel. They're selling roughly around 220, 253. I don't think this is listed on TCG Player for some reason. I prefer normally to get most of my sealed values from TCG Player. Though as stuff gets really expensive, people will start opting out to not put it on there and put it on eBay. That's what you see in the higher end Pokemon. And the card inside selling $710. It's solid. And when it comes to the pop report, yeah, it's actually pretty high. It's almost 1,300, but 1,011 for that. So it's doing pretty well. Margins on this one, it's about 180% return if you decide to buy it right now, rip it, and then grade it. You once again factor in $80 for your fees and everything. So It's still a really good product, and I have one myself for my display. I think it's just a really nice. I love the Irelia artwork for this one, so I love it. I know a lot of people faded it for a while because they had a couple rounds of buying it in the U.S., and then some people thought we'd get an English version, and we only got the Chinese coming over. So I really do wish we had an English version of the card. I honestly prefer collecting English of most things, though I understand there's going to be Korean and Chinese exclusive cards. So for those, no, it is what it is. What it is for that. Next up we have Arcane. The Arcane box is actually sitting a lot cheaper than I kind of expect to be. So 524.89 with 399 shipping. We did have up to the 719 range, like this massive buying power here, but then lately we did have a spike of 9 buys at one point, but it's still steadily selling. And I did break it down where the price of all the different cards, so you can see Caitlyn 270 is not bad, buy 180 82. This is the cream of the crop when it comes to this product, is actually the Jinx PSA 10. So I have it pulled up where, and these are selling 825. This is best offer, so we don't know the true price, but 775 right here is for 49 bids, and this just sold yesterday. This is a product that people clearly want. So if you're doing the grading, you can just go and just straight up grade the Jinx and make all your money back just in her, and then let alone everything's just free money after that. And then when it comes to, some people are selling the sequential sets, 1719. Here's one, and this was a bid a couple days ago for 2725. So these are selling as well. These are going for a good premium, and you can see I have it recorded here what the sum is of all of them. But if you have the sequential, now it's 2700. So it's even more. It's another $1,000 on top. I'm honestly shocked more people aren't buying these boxes and trying to do like a grading play. It is 6 cards at 80 some dollars, so you're already at almost $500 in grading fees. So once again, that's a big factor in when you do something like this. Um, and like I said, there's going to be people who are doing this, sending it to PSA right now. They're in the pipeline, so I wouldn't be shocked. Like if we zoom out, like these people might be ripping it and sending it to PSA. But this was a product that you could be picking up at like $200 at one point, and that's one of the things is some of these lower valued ones. If you start looking, they might be a good deal because there can just be this big supply shock, and a lot of buyers just turn into the market, and you see this massive upswing. And that's going to lead us into the secret garden. This one, I also just want to say, I don't want anyone to really FOMO into this. $300 is excessive. You can go on Facebook Marketplace, Facebook groups, or I'm pretty sure even on eBay and get this somewhere between 200 to 250. Maybe, like I said, lower to the 200 side. So this is a little overextended in my opinion if we go on TCG Player for it, but it's not like it's not selling. This was a Gen Con exclusive. You can only pick up 2 per person. Some people are getting a little more somehow, but it will be at future events. This is not all there is that will ever be on the market, but find good deals on this. Try to get that 200 to 250 range. Aim towards that 200 on groups and everything. And I do think it's a good buy at that point. Do have a couple packs. It's Unleashed. It is what it is on that. But then if we go over to the cards, excuse me, we have Poro sitting at boop, boop, boop. It's like $90 is the most recent for this one. Some people have it. This is 305. That doesn't even make sense. Yeah. Oh, there it is. Okay, $89.90 for that. So good price for that. And then Lilia, we're actually out on her, but what was the most recent sale was 110, so you're already at $200 right there. Then Ivern sitting at 60. Most recent sale was a Chinese, so $69. We have 11 currently on the market, and it only sold 3, and it was literally within a couple days ago. So I wouldn't be shocked if these get lower, but just know that the current value, and I have it listed here, is actually below the TCG player price. I add them all up, and you're actually losing money on them. But once again, that's the raw price of the cards. I wouldn't be shocked if we see those in PSA 10. Obviously having some level of a premium. I didn't want to give any PSA 10 values on those. One, I don't even know if there are any yet, but 2, it's just so new that the values would not be able to give me any good data. It would just be the first to market kind of thing. So I think it's important. This box I am eyeing up. I do want to get a couple. I'm hoping to get in that 200 range during groups. I was trying to hold off cash for the T1 box, but as it stands, I'm probably not going to be getting one. And but once again, this is something I'm eyeing up. The Lunar Revel. If they stay around this price point and the PSA 10s are staying around that $710 value, this is a good play that I'm probably picking up. Just because I think it's going to be it's undervalued if I compare it to something like some of the other boxes, like the PSA 10 cards for the Arcane. So, with that, I'm going to keep it a little short today, and we're just wanted to cover over some of the specialty sets. I'll only do this about like every month or so. Just want to reach back and check in on them. I'll probably keep the same format and update it as needed, just so we can get a look, and maybe I'll even do like a separate sheet so we can compare where things were and where things are after a month. But I do think it's important that we don't just focus on the sealed for the main line. These specialty boxes do have very big upturns. I mean, you could have been buying this world box at $300 and you're over 4x your gold. Then Arcane box are sitting at 200, now they're 500, so you've over doubled your money. So I do think it's important that you guys do understand that when I say sealed, it's not just the main line, it is these types of boxes as well, and I think there's definitely plays to be made in there. So with that, guys, I love all the feedback lately, and all the comments. I do want to know, like I said, what do you guys feel? How'd the draw go? I will catch up on Sunday. Hopefully we have some more winners in the chat, but for now, peace out, guys.